So simple things to understand when you contemplate the owners, Anthony Bugsy Levin. I'm James Crary, professor of Smoogeknowledgy. What does it mean to be a smugnist? It means you graduate from lapidum into analysis of the hijinks, outfoxingnesses of the macabre elite. There's certain things to comprehend when you look at the travesty of the genocidal nature. One of these things is the way they construct a persona of the liberal establishment to felonious attack prostitution. For what was John Fitzgerald Kennedy, man of the people, if not a slave to Frank Sinatra's pussy whip? And they would snivel, and they would leer, and they would watch through the spy hole peep. And then they would cream as they got control over our freedom of speech. Nasty Susie Cream Cheese. What has gotten into you? But do you think that was pioneering? Mothers of invention, they weren't. They were just like the old Mr. Sparks of J. Edgar Hoover, who leered the garlic breath had given them a clue. Old Pope Carl and JFK under the parochial savages' Lear campaign. And Minios and thems, the Pittsburgh Steelers and thems, Tricky Dixon and thems, sent down the Zionist warrant for Hamas to Pitt News to imply by Civil War cipher that the queer babe was not someone who Flip would want to mingle with. What Flip preferred to mingle with was Suspensky, crusaders of Claymont, West Virginia, like Pierre Elliott, a Bowie fantast who served with Gurdjieff during the Vichy occupation of Paris as a collaborator to the Gestapo. We know this because we never talk about these things in public. So in light of Flip's smugging with Ouspensky types and spinning his magic spinner beanie, it is highly unlikely that John Lennon did not, highly unlikely that he did not pull a Houdini. Why? Why is that unlikely? Because they wouldn't have left it to chance that he went out that night. This plan had been incubating since even before the days of Orson Welles. Remember, Paul is dead rumor that went around in the 60s. It caused as much of a commotion and oh dear, as the War of the Worlds radio broadcast. In all of these different films, there's a pattern. That's the pattern. Let's see the pattern. Here's another one. He thinks I'm dead. They let him escape. What could they be talking about? Why in heaven's name does all this mean? Let's reference point a hidden image from the man who created the burning cross for the KKK. It's Hitler Reagan at work. Hitler Reagan, don't say Hitler Reagan, Jimmy. Lazarus, rather us, Lazarus. And there's Reagan right there. The old Svengali, the holy innocent of King Crimson. The US over the swastika. And it's rather us like Lazarus. Lazarus is back from the dead. Let's go trot, trot, trot to Franklin Graham. Who was Hitler? Franklin Graham. Franklin Graham will tell you from his good book. Hitler was a very proficient assassin for the Contras who became a chaplain and changed his name to Lazarus because he's back from the dead. So Hitler's back from the dead. Name of old magic weasel.